Good morning everyone, happy Friday. Okay, our learning objective today is ordering numbers to 3 decimal places. And it says on our explanation page, when ordering decimals, work methodically. All that means is actually use a method, don't just do crazy random things. First, look at the whole numbers, then the tenths, then hundredths, and so on. So just like if we were ordering a thousandth number, we would look at the thousands, then the hundreds, then the tens, and the ones. It's basically the opposite of what we do if we're doing an addition or subtraction. So we've got some measurements here. We've got 5.25 metres. We've got 15.3 metres. We've got 5.78 metres. 5.874 metres and 5.2 metres. And it says, can you put the measurements of these javelin throws in order with the longest first? So we need to be looking at these numbers and look for which one is the longest. Now, you might want to label them all so you can really think about what that number means. Sorry. Tens, hundredths, ones, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. That's a bit rubbish because my pen's a bit fat, but you get the idea. Ones and tenths. Okay, now remember we're going to start at this side. So if there was any hundreds numbers, that will be the biggest. There isn't. We have one, however, that does have a tens number. So that one there is going to be our biggest because we've got 0 tens here, 0 tens here, 0 tens here, 0 tens here, and here we've got 1 10, so that's got to be the biggest. So we look at that bit first, okay? Now, we've found our biggest. Now we look at our ones because we've sorted our tens. Now, unfortunately, in this ones column, it's 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So all the same, we can't tell from that. So what we have to look at next is we look at our tenths numbers. So we have a 2, a 7, an 8, and a 2. And we're looking for the biggest. So the number with the biggest in the tenths is this one. So that will be our second biggest. Okay. Now we're still in our tenths because we've still got more tenths to look at. So we've got 2, 2, 7. So this one is going to be our third biggest. Now we've got 2 left. Okay, we've got 5.25 and 5.2. And we're looking for which one's bigger. I'm just going to move that metres over. And I'm going to put a 0 in that hundredths column. Because remember, we can put zeros forever and ever and ever and always. We just wouldn't waste the time. So now we've got 5.25 or 5.20. And we have to think about which one's bigger. 5 is bigger than 0. So that would be number 4. And then this one, 5.2 or 5.20, would be our smallest measurement. So what you have to do then is write them out in order. I'm not going to do it on my whiteboard because you don't really need me to. I'm just going to quickly go through this recap, then we'll look at what the work asks us to do. So we need to find the longest first. It says, I need to order the measurements by size, longest to shortest. 15 is the highest whole number. That's Martina. Sorry, I didn't write the names, but you can look back in the book and see that. Next, there are 4 measurements of 5, so I move to the tenths column. The largest tenth is Boris, so he is second, and Tim, so he is third. Greg and Serena both have 2 tenths, so I move to the hundredths column. You see, you have to work across. So you're going from those integers into those decimals and across. Okay, let's look what it is actually asking for. So it says, order these sets of decimals largest first. So you need to go through and see which numbers have the most tens, then ones, then tenths, then hundredths. Should be able to have quite a good go at that. And basically that's what you're doing all the way down the page. If you are getting stuck, ask for help. We are here to help you. We want to help. Okay, have a good go. Enjoy.